It is pretty darn cold here in Minnesota in their new outdoor stadium, but this is the game with the biggest playoff implications in our virtual world. This is the NFL and Sticky Bleachers, and I am Cory.
I'm Bob. The roof is open here in Minneapolis. At least the sun is shining, though, Cory.
That's right. It's a clear day, but a cold one here. Thankfully, the field has those heaters built into it, so I think Blair Walsh and company will have no problems operating normal football procedures today, Bob.
Yeah, the Vikings decided to give Blair Walsh a Christmas present and brought him back to the team, so it's a good start to the new year for Blair Walsh and the Minnesota Vikings. So.
Well, there you go, Bob. Bears wearing their uncommon all-black uniforms, and Vikings wearing their equally uncommon purple on purple on purple uniforms. Maybe a throwback.
Well, these teams couldn't meet on Thursday night, so they couldn't do their extreme color uniforms, so they decided to get it in the last game of the regular season here.
There you go, Bob. And that one's complete for a first down for Chicago, so they are in business here. And it's still Cutler in the game.
Yeah, a bit of a surprising move here. Matt Barkley has kind of spelled him a little bit this season, but Cutler's back in the game and completes a long pass to Alshon Jeffrey. So nice throw and catch there.
And Alshon Jeffrey, fresh off his suspension in real life, but still doing okay and on the same page with Cutler, the quarterback who he's had all year. No problems. Jeremy Langford gets the pitch on this play, and he's in for the touchdown, Bob.
Wow, so a quick score here by the Bears there. Jeremy Langford, surprising rookie here, and nice run there.
Yes, right you are, Bob. So he has been one rare bright spot for these Bears here this year.
Absolutely, and the pat is good.
There we go. Connor Barth to kick things off.
Connor Barth gets it almost to the end zone there, so the Vikings will take it out. So a nice kickoff. I think that's exactly what you want to do, Cory.
Kick the ball off deep.
Right at the 1 yard line.
Right you are, Bob.
Forcing,
yeah, that's right.
Forcing them to come out.
That's right. No chance for the touchback. They have to come out a little indecision there. Stephon Diggs was way too wide open, Bob.
He was wide open. He had a pina colada and sun tanning, and that's how wide open he was, Cory.
Wowee. Look at that. Sam Bradford.
Play.
Beautiful.
One play in the game is already tied here. So Blair Walsh, I guess I shouldn't say that. Blair Walsh is kicking an extra point, and now the game is tied.
There we go. Just like
Always
that,
a question
Bob.
mark.
Back-to-back touchdowns. So we're on our way to maybe a high-scoring game here this afternoon. 7-7, 2 minutes to go here in the first.
Yeah, the cold weather doesn't seem to be affecting these teams, so... Nor should it, Cory, being from Minnesota and Chicago.
That's right. These are teams, although I think that's probably largely a fallacy. I don't know. Players are players, I think, Bob. This one's picked off, by the way.
Oh, and Jay Cutler. Oh, and it's fumbled on the ground, but it's picked up by the Vikings, so a little reminiscent of the 70s Oakland Raiders there, fumbling the ball forward and picking it up again for extra yards, Cory.
Yeah, a nice little return there after the interception, the fumble-rooski, and they're down with 1st and goal inside the 5. It looks like he just got that one away and through traffic, but it is complete to Asiata for the touchdown.
Matt Asiata with a nice catch there, and Sam Bradford 2 for 2 with 2 touchdowns already, so good start.
Yeah, they're pretty good stats. Pretty good.
Blair Walsh with the extra point, so he figured out whatever kinks he needed to figure out over that little break away from the team.
There you go, and that one took about a minute for that last drive. Let's see what Chicago can do here in the closing seconds of quarter number 1. We're making some nice moves as Thompson gets a few extra yards. 26 seconds left to go. Let's see if Cutler and company can respond.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, Cory, and give some patented expert advice as the pass is blocked there. But
go ahead,
I think the Bears can't turn over the football. I just don't think they can do that if they want to win this game.
I believe you are correct, Bob. Sage advice from a sage man.
Thank you. Oh, and as I say that, there's another interception. So they do not heed my advice.
Unwisely not following the advice of Bob, who is a noted football scholar. Let's see if AP and company can make this happen. Looks like
Look
they
at that.
will, Bob.
Adrian Peterson with a nice run there. Been virtually ineffective most of the year, Cory. Obviously with that German knee surgery that he had. But there he runs in for the nice 25-yard run.
Also, he's been diagnosed with fatigue in his punching hand, Bob. And that's hard because he uses the same hand to punch others as he does to carry the football. So,
well, ever since that suspension, Cory, he's had to use his hands, so he can't use another device. So
another device.
It's been tough.
That's right. Here's a player named capital N returning this ball, Bob, all the way into Vikings territory.
And went to Nebraska. four-year senior there.
Okay,
Very
changes
good, very
name
good
just
player.
to a single capital N.
Linval Joseph with a sack there. So, again, I'll go on a limb, Corey, and say that the Bears can't take those sacks and turnovers.
Right, let's see what we do here.
Again,
There's another one. Not listening to Bob's advice are these Bears.
I do have John Fox's cell phone number. I can give him a call. I don't know if he'll pick up during the game, but...
Yes, and somewhere Lovey Smith is watching us here on Sticky Bleachers shaking his head.
I believe he's at Illinois shaking his head.
Well, he's not in a bowl game shaking his head at Illinois.
No, he is not.
Woo! Anyway, here we go. This punted deep way back into the end zone for a touchback.
Wisely taking the touchback there. And, of course, in Sticky Bleachers rules, we bring it out to the 20. We say, screw player safety. We want to see big plays.
And we want to see
Peterson.
dingers. Peterson getting his own form of a dinger here, Bob, on the end around.
Oh, and he's chased down there by Hicks at the very end. So good effort by the Bears defense at the very end. Nice run there by Peterson, though.
Right, now will they spell Peterson after the big run, or will they keep it with him? Nope, they do. They give it right back to him, and he gets into the end zone.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right, Corey?
How many multiple touchdown games does AP have in his career, Bob?
In his career, I'd have to get to our stat guy here, Mean Gene Okerlund, but he'll get back to us here, maybe at halftime.
Mean Gene.
Proud Minnesotan Mean Gene, yes. A lot of people don't know that.
And here's the kickoff again to capital N, who makes the reception at about the 5, and he's up to about the 19.
He majored in sociology at Nebraska, so little known fact.
Well, it looks
and
like
he's
that
a
degree's
Capricorn.
working out for him. And so now he's made his way to the kick return team for Chicago. Jeremy Langford has a first down and much more.
Nice moves there by Jeremy Langford. Oh, but he puts the ball on the ground, and it's recovered by the Bears, though, so taking a little playbook out of the Vikings playbook there.
Yeah, but not trying to return it, maybe wisely just getting out of bounds with that one.
And Cutler there, the Bears take a timeout here, and Langford gets the ball again. A bit surprising with a minute left to go here in this half.
To call a timeout and then go for the pitch play?
Yeah, I know Langford had a nice run there in the last time, but got to take a shot down the field. Jay Cutler has to have that confidence again.
Well, now they go off tackle, Bab. So that's a couple of plays in a row, my friend. Bab is how they pronounce Bob here in Minnesota.
And in New Jersey as well. So, and Jay Cutler completes to Alshon Jeffrey. And the Bears get on the board here.
Well, there we go, Bob. They knew something we didn't, clearly.
I will go out on a limb, Corey, and say that I do like the Bears' black uniforms. I think they should incorporate that more this year.
Yes, the all-black. Very rare that they go with that, but they bring it up to double-up status. 28-14, 34 seconds left to go. The clock might run out on this kick. Minnesota might have time for one play if they don't take their time. There we go. 8 seconds left.
8 seconds left. Conventional wisdom would say that they're just going to hand the ball off and then head into the locker room. But screw conventional wisdom.
Whoa, that was a dangerous pass, late and across your body, Bob. That one could have been serious trouble, but as it is, they escaped. Let's take a look around the league here, Bob, on Week 17. Colts and Jags. Jags have the overwhelming lead already clinched down there in the AFC South. Corey Grant, though, takes an injury, so we're going to be looking for a replacement for him. Hopefully he's okay going forward. Indianapolis takes it 35-28. Carolina, Tampa Bay, another team who has already kind of locked things up, also takes the loss, 24-21 over the lowly Buccaneers this year. And so let's go back to this game, Bob, that has more playoff implications. 28-14 in favor of the Vikings.
Yeah, if you're looking at who's the playoff team here, you'd think it's the Vikings, but actually it's the Bears who need to win this game. So let's see if they can figure things out and come out hot here in the second half.
Right,
They need to win this game.
Packers do have the tiebreaker over the Bears in the head-to-head matchup. So Bears needing a little bit of help in the win here today. So as we go to halftime, let me extend our thanks to Tech Monster, the programmer of this patch. We've been using it all year long. You can find out a lot more about this patch, many other patches, and a lot of cool community folks over at techmobile.org. Bob, let's get the second half started.
Connor Barth with a short kickoff to start the game, and Charles Johnson runs it out, past the 20, breaks a couple tackles, and he's going to take it out to the 40, to the 45. Fights it for almost the 50, and he drops the ball, and the Bears recover. Willie Young with the recovery, so they held him up, and patented Bears knocked the ball out, Corey. So
there we
go
go
for the Bears.
Great field position for the Bears. This is a must-score possession for the Bears, and it looks like they are going to do that on the first play, Bob. Just that.
there's Kevin White, the rarely seen Kevin White. So I'd be careful with the celebration. You don't want him to pull a hamstring or break a leg or do anything like he's done before in the past. So
there you go. Going pretty deep into the receiving core, Bob. As you said, Kevin White getting himself some action today.
Be careful. He could break a hangnail and be out for the season.
All right, well, it's deja vu all over again. Connor Barth kicking off again after about 90 seconds of game time kickoff. Let's see if Minnesota can hang on to the football this possession and see what they do with AP and co.
Yeah, the Bears made a game of this quickly, and the defense responds as well with the sack on Sam Bradford. So the Vikings have to make some adjustments here on the offensive side of the ball.
That's right. Well, Minnesota did stuff Cutler 2 plays in a row, and now the Bears just responding in kind, although Peterson dragging a defender down the field.
The little Peterson Tango, is that they call that up here in Minnesota. It was nice. They looked very peaceful. And there's Sam Bradford with the bootleg, and he's going to run for the first down and then some. So the rare legs used there by Sam Bradford, but he picks up the first down.
Yes, I think I counted 8 black jerseys chasing him down there at the end, Bob. So he had everybody fooled as he picked up the first.
As well he should.
As well, yeah. Well, nobody expects quarterbacks like that to just go out on the naked bootleg and just start running up the sideline. He had a couple
Sam,
of nice moves,
deer in
too.
the headlights Bradford here.
That's right. But you don't often see jukes like that from a quarterback. You have to be careful about your plant foot.
As the Vikings quarterback should know this year, as Teddy Bridgewater went all the way down this year.
Well, that's
Stephon
right.
Diggs with his second touchdown reception of the game. So nice response there by the Vikings. And
Bradford had a really beautiful rollout there, gave him plenty of time and allowed Stephon Diggs to get wide open right over the middle, and then Bradford was able to find him in with some traffic and pressure in his face. So that was a really nicely drawn-up play and really well executed.
Dare I say Brett Favrian.
Yeah, Bears are in trouble if their offense continues to click like that, with Adrian Peterson dragging defenders across the first down markers play after play.
It might be what the Vikings envisioned when they gave up so much to get Sam Bradford at the beginning of the year after the Teddy Bridgewater injury, but season hasn't gone that way. And Cutler with the incomplete pass there, second down and 10. Down by 14, Cory. Still a game.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be a game long if that continues. We did see an appearance of Eddie Royal there, target of that last pass, and now that it's second and very long, let's see what they can do.
But that's a nice completion there to Alshon Jeffrey.
Wowee.
And he's going to do the Peterson Tango
He
all the way
sure
down to
is.
the 20-year.
Now, he did it for about 4 yards. I think Peterson did it for about 17 yards on the last play.
Well,
so still,
that's why it's called the Peterson Tango. And
not the
Jeffrey's
Alshon
Tango.
Jeffrey Tango.
But Jeffrey did a very good imitation there.
Yeah, and here's another one. This is Jeremy
Look
Langford
at this.
doing the Peterson Tango.
Taking it down, so these Bears are making the adjustments they need to make, Cory.
There you go. So there's clearly someone saw that on the sidelines. They have some photos that they're teaching their players the steps of the Peterson Tango, and there's Jeremy Langford into the end zone one more time, Bob.
I believe it's right foot, left foot, right is the proper Peterson Tango technique, but
Okay.
I'd have to check with Mean Gene to get that stat corrected.
Perfect, Bob. Right you are. So 35-28, so just down by a score here, and they go for the onside kick.
John Fox is sneaky with his onside kick, so trying to surprise the Vikings, but they recover the ball just a little over midfield.
Yes, so pretty risky play to do against the very effective offense of Minnesota today. Although there's another late across-the-body throw that would have, had it been complete, Bob, it would have been good for about 3 or 4 yards. And, of course, much worse could have happened, so I don't know about the risk-reward on that play.
There's Peterson with a nice run, and he ends it with a little tango there. So
That's right. Showing them again who is the true master of the Peterson Tango.
this is his house, so... And you know how Peterson likes to protect his house. With the
You could
stern
say...
hand.
You could say, yes, you could say he, well, I will I will refrain from using anything with the word domestic in it.
And besides the beer. Jerry
Yes.
is right.
Besides beer. He does like a good domestic beer.
Yes. He
You
likes
could
a
say he
good
really
domestic-
abuses those domestic beers when he has an off game.
Exactly. Or when the domestic beer talks back.
Ooh, boy. 42-28 is our score here from Minnesota.
He tackled just short of the 20-yard line.
In case you're just joining us from the exciting game over on Fox just ending.
welcome here. Jeremy Langford with a short little run there, and second down and 7 here. Fourth quarter down by 14.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns they've got to score quickly, just under 3 minutes to go. Might be getting close to abandoning the run time, although they do still have their timeouts.
Yeah, it seems like the deep pass has been working for the Bears here. The limited amount of times they've done it. I know Cutler has a couple interceptions, but this is the time to do it, Corey. Again, more sage-like wisdom from me.
This could be at 4th and 4. Very risky play call. If he makes it, they keep the ball. If not, that could just about be the ball game, Bob.
And change side, you can see the disappointment on the ref's face. Obviously, he put money on the Bears to win this game.
And the Vikings can just about take this one out with a first down or 2. They can run this one out. Kyle Rudolph, reliable, catching that pass on the ground. Stiff arming for a few extra yards. Not able to get into the end zone, Bob.
And the Bears calling timeout here, so trying to keep their hope alive, but the Vikings a few, it looks like inches away from another touchdown.
There we go, and it is AP again. Still
AP
waiting on
witness.
word from our stats department as to how many multi-touchdown games he's had in his Tecmo Super Bowl career.
Mean Gene, he's just not very effective. He's the best in the business, but he's not quick.
It's almost like he's not here, Bob.
You're telling me Mean Gene's not here?
I don't think Mean Gene is here, Bob. I think we're shouting into the wind in that one. 1:30 to go here. Thompson bringing this one back. So Bears down, big, trying to score 3 touchdowns in 90 seconds. Let's see what their play call goes for. It's a draw play up the middle for a loss of 5.
Bit surprising play call here. You can almost hear the reaction of Chicago fans up even in Minneapolis.
And on second down, Bob, a draw play call for a loss of 4.
Yeah, just not very effective play calling here. They had a little bit of a momentum here, and I like the gutsy play call of the onside kick. When they did it, it just didn't go their way, and they never seemed to get the momentum back there, Corey.
Yep, and I'm not sure about all these running plays called. And now we have the Sharif Floyd with the sack on the 1-yard line, Bob, on 4th down. So again, inches from another touchdown are the Vikings. And are they going to rub it in? They sure are.
Did you say rub it in or run it in? Because
they are not calling the dogs off. They are rubbing it in by running it in, Bob.
Yep. This is AP's house, like I said.
That's true.
Blair Walsh. That's another story of this game. Blair Walsh hasn't missed a point after attempt, so definitely fix the kinks there in his kicking game.
Right, and the Vikes hanging a 50 spot on the Bears, 56-28, doubling them up here at the end of the game. Under 30 seconds. Thompson's got a nice return. It's all going to be for naught, though. Let's see what kind of play call the Bears go for if they just kneel this one down and limp out of here.
Oh, and Brian Robinson with the sack. So that's every defensive lineman now has a sack in the game, so...
There we go, 11 seconds left. Let's see what Cutler decides to do. Are they going to finally go to the air? Well, yes, they are. This possession, they're going to the air. It's deep to Jeffrey, who's got it for the first down. But that's going to be the end of the game, Bob. 56-28 is your final. Let's take a look, Bob, at the results of 2017 in our regular season simulations. Buffalo takes the East. New England gets the wild card at 9-7. Cincinnati in the North, 12-4. Pittsburgh gets the wild card spot at 9-7. Jacksonville in the South, even with the loss today, still has enough to stay over Houston. Oakland, surprisingly, in that West, we saw KC, Denver battling it out. Oakland on a little streak there takes it. Over to the NFC, Dally and Philly, both at 10-6. Philly gets the wild card. And look at this, Bob. Chicago's in. Minnesota gets the wild card in the NFC. Carolina clinched a few weeks ago at 12-4. New Orleans not so hot, and Seattle won that via the tiebreaker there, Bob, over Arizona, and Arizona not able to claim one of those playoff spots. Here is our AFC side, and over to the NFC side, our matchups for next week when we get there. Vikings will go to take on the Seahawks next week, Bob, in the first round of the wild card playoffs. How about that?
That's going to be a very exciting matchup. So the Bears going to play the Eagles as well. That's going to be fun. So a lot of good matchups here going on.
And so Vikings sneaking in, the Packers losing this week, and so both Bears and Vikings sneaking in here. Interesting. Vikings with the win to get that wild card spot.
Well, you leave the back door open, someone's going to come in. So
Well, that's true, and we won't go anywhere with that one, I don't think, Bob. So let's take a look at the stats for this one. Adrian Peterson, interesting to see he only had 9 rushes. It seemed like he had the ball in his hand for the entire game, but with 180 yards, I'd say it's a pretty good average.
Yeah, that's effective running. And again, that's more sage-like wisdom that I bring to the table every week, Corey.
Right you are, Bob. Pretty efficient passing for Bradford, a little bit less so for Cutler with the interception, and some of those desperation play calls at the end really lost Jeremy Langford some of those yards. He lost 9 yards in the second to last possession that they had. So next week, look for real-life playoffs and simulated playoffs here from Sticky Bleachers as football gets into its most exciting chapter of the year. Signing off for this week, I am Cory.
I'm Bob. We'll see you next week.